I'm going to show you how to make a freighter cargo ship from scratch in Starfield. So this thing can carry over 12,000 capacity, and I'm actually going to make a better one than what we're seeing right here, because this one was actually a budget one, believe it or not. Now, if you need money, check out the description of this video. I have links to money farms. There's tons of ways to get up to 1 million credits per hour, depending on if you're on Xbox or PC or whatever. But once you have money, about 200,000 credits should be able to do this, maybe 300,000 if you're going to use higher tier parts. Now, the best way to do this, instead of just going to any space flight, you know, whatever person, you instead make an outpost, and then at the outpost, there's a building you can make on the miscellaneous tab called the landing pad with shipbuilder. And it's very cheap. It's 9 adaptive frames, 1 zero wire, 15 iron, and 1 beryllium. You can buy all that at Jemison Mercantile. So buy all those, go make an outpost somewhere, and then put down the landing pad of shipbuilder. Then from there, you can do this here. You can view and modify the ship from here, and that will make it so you have all parts available to you, because normally each space station only has certain parts specific to them. But if you make it your base, you'll have all parts available. Now, the first thing is you need a ship. So either you steal a ship or you buy a ship. Now, in my case, I guess I'll just buy a ship for demonstration purposes. The main thing is I need the title to a ship. And all these are insanely expensive. So actually, I'd probably want to go to a spaceport and go buy one for cheap. Ideally, you just want to buy some cheap one, like 40,000, because we're just going to sell the parts and then not have much money left over. So instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the Frontier. I'm done with this ship. I'm never going to use a ship again. So down at the bottom, we're going to go to the ship builder. And what I'm going to do is you click on the things, and there'll be a delete thing at the bottom. On keyboard, it's delete. On Xbox, it'll be something else. So I'm literally going to delete everything because we're going to make this thing from scratch. So we're going to start off by finding the Habs tab under it. So first we click build, add down here, and then we got to find the Habs. So we go to Habs, we want the 3x1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look for the landing bay, and we're going to take the 120 LD. Once we have a Hab, it'll let us have the flip option. We're going to flip it because it always starts the wrong way. All right, now we have this. Now we're going to look for the cockpit. So we're going to add in the Bobo's cockpit. Why not? Attach it like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this with Control and G. There's options down here, left Control and then G or whatever it is on Xbox. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in, we're going to go back to those Habs. We're going to add in 1x1s. And we're going to add in the 1x1s right here, and right here. And then we're going to add in 1x1s here, here, and here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate these 3x1s. So we're going to delete these corner ones now. We're going to replace them with 3x1s. And then we have something like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to make enough landing bays or whatever. So, or landing gear. So we're going to go to the gear. And we're going to actually start off with the NG10s. And we're going to attach these onto the outsides of these ones. And then we're also going to take more and put them on the opposite sides. So this is a little different than the one that I previously had, but I've been meaning to do an upgrade anyway, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be better. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add on the other stuff that we need. So we're going to add on the reactor. Now, reactors are class A, B, and C. C is the highest. It's based on your piloting skill or your spaceship design and piloting skill, what you can put on. A C-grade reactor can do anything. A B-grade reactor can only support B-grade parts. A-grade can only do A-grade parts. So C is the best if you have it. I'm going to go with this one. It's the best one I have available right now because I don't have spaceship design. I just have piloting. I'm just going to go ahead and slap it on the back for now. I really don't care. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add on the grav drive. So same thing with the grav drive. I'm going to add the one that has the highest grav jump thrust, the RD1000. And for now, I'm just going to stick it on right here. But I might end up moving that somewhere at some point. I probably will move that, but we'll see. All right, now we need more landing gear. So before I forget here, we're going to add on the Hope 5 landing gear because it lets us go underneath. And we're going to start off by the front. And then we're going to duplicate each one. And then we're going to move them back. And so then we're going to do that until we hit the back. And then we'll add pieces later as we need them because there's a good chance we'll need some pieces here. So we're actually going to... Well, let me see. Let me add this here. And then can I add this here? Okay. I can't add that there. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to move the landing bay back one just so I can fit another landing gear right here because we want to get as much landing gear as we can to support the weight of this behemoth. So for now, we'll have this landing gear and that should be good enough. So now we're going to look at the errors down here. We need fuel tanks, engines, and a docker. So we're good on all that. What we'll do real fast just for now, and we may move these later, is we'll put on the done 11 engines, and we'll put them on the back here for symmetry. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go to the cargo. And now if you have spaceship design, you can do some crazy ones that help so much for saving modules. But I can only do the Store Max 50 cargo, so I'm going to use these. So I'm going to there's a flip button at the bottom. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to add them on to this side right here like this. And then I'm going to take the same thing and do it over here. And then what we're going to do is flip them, and we're going to do the opposite ones on the other sides. Okay, there we go. We have all that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate these in order to get more cargo. So we're just going to add on like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate these cargoes again. We're going to raise up, there's R and F over here. I'm going to press R to raise it up one level. And then I'm going to duplicate these, and I'm going to place them on just like before, but we're going to do the same thing on all these pieces now, including the side ones, because now it's above the landing gear. And we're going to do this until it adds another error. So we're at 2 errors right now. It doesn't say anything is wrong with the weight or anything, or with the landing gear. So we're just going to keep adding these and see if we're going to be okay. Also, we want to keep an eye on the jump range. It's at 20 LY already. So we really don't want to take that too much lower than 20 if we can help it. So we may end up actually removing some stuff for balance, because now I'm at 19, and I really don't want to be at 19. So I'm going to start taking off the landing gear to try to take some weight off and see if that ends up making a difference to bring it up to 20. So it doesn't seem to be doing anything. That was too much landing gear, so I'm going to have to put that back on. So the main thing is I have too much cargo, so I'm going to remove all these, and that will bring me up some. I'm going to see if I take an engine off maybe. Nope, that's not going to work. So it's mainly just the cargo's too heavy. So 20 is okay. You know, I'll be okay at 20. I'll survive at 20. It's not the worst. All right, so now we need to finish this thing out. So we need a docker. So the docker just needs to be at the highest point on this thing. So in order to make this convenient, though, it's probably good to just put on a 1x1 hab at the back of this 3x1 or something, or back here, and then put it on top of that, just for when you're actually in the ship. You don't have to go run off to the side somewhere. We're just going to take whatever docker here and put it on. Now we need a fuel tank. So we're going to go in here to add, and we're going to go to the fuel tanks. And then we're going to put on the heaviest one, the Titan 550G. We can go ahead and duplicate it, flip it, and put it on here. We can also put some on up here as well. And that will make it so we can go way further with each jump, go across multiple star systems. And if you want, you could add on even more than that. I'm actually going to add on more than that. I'm going to add on 6 of them, which is going to bring my jump range down, though. So actually, I'm going to take those off. I'm going to see if I can keep it above 20. I want to keep it at 20. All right, so we're going to add. And now what we need, let's see what else is missing. We need the shield, and then we need weapons. So we're going to go to the shields. We're going to put on the best shield that I have here. We'll just slap it on right up here. And then we're going to put on weapons. So this thing doesn't really need weapons, but I'm going to put on the, is it neutron beam? Neutron beam will be fine. Okay, there it is. So we have 2 for free on the front. If you want more, you're going to have to add structural stuff. So let me put this on real fast. If you want more, you're going to have to go to the structural tab and find structural things that will add attachment points for weapons. But I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this, and I'm going to move it up, because I didn't duplicate it when I moved it. Put it on, and then there we go. Okay. Also, I didn't duplicate this fuel tank. Whoops. All right, now we got those fuel tanks. All right, so now we check the errors. Weapons need to be assigned to a group. So you go to weapons and assign it to a group. Now we have these weapons. Okay, cool. We've got weapons now. That's really nice. Now we're at 19 LY, and I really want to bring that down. I really, really, really want to bring that down. So I'm going to start deleting these cargo things to get it down to 20. Now I'm curious, how many would I have to delete to get it to 21? Probably more than what I just did. So I'm just going to leave it at 20. I'm going to be happy with that. We got 13,000 cargo, and we have everything we need. We have weapons. We could add more weapons if we want. We could remove cargo to have more weight for weapons. We could, you know, do things to improve jump range and all sorts of stuff. But this is good enough. This will work. So this is pretty much it, guys. You do something like this, you can adjust it a million different ways. But this is the basic idea. So everyone asked me about the freighter and how to make a freighter in general. And hopefully this one's a good starting point for you. And after that, you can adjust it any which way you want. But that is how to do it, guys. That is how to make a freighter. And also, it costs 300,000 credits. I actually made a freighter in between these clips, and then I'm adjusting that freighter. But doing this one will cost you around 300,000 credits. Maybe 200 to 300,000, something like that. At least 150,000 credits in order to build it. So you need to get some money. So go look in the description of this video for money farms. You can find money farms in there to get the money for this if you need it. And then once you have enough money, you can build a cargo ship of your dreams. But there you guys go. Hopefully it helps you out. When you're done, hit the exit tab down there and then hit accept. And then you'll have your very own freighter ship in Starfield.